Y'all know what? I wouldn't mind if my husband divorced me. I mean, in a perfect world, I'll stay married, separated, move on my life, move on with his life. I mean, at this point, we got bigger fish to fry. He ain't in the best health. I ain't in the best health. I'm trying to relocate. I'm trying to focus on making these coins on YouTube and anywhere else I could possibly get monetized that and focus on these kids, especially once we get this move popping. I got a lot of stuff going on. So me trying to go divorce somebody for the second time is not it. I mean, I did it in my first marriage. I did the leg work. I was motivated. No problem. You know what I'm saying? And I told him what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? When I first mentioned that I was possibly going to file for a divorce or start talking to my ex and move on with my life, he had said one time that he had said that he would come back if I didn't move forward with Tony. And I wasn't finna take no chance. Not because I didn't believe, not because I wouldn't have want us to work that marriage out because we were still married, but I didn't believe that he really meant that, or I believe he thought he meant that and he would have regretted it later and we'd be back at square one. So I said no. And we still cool to this day. He's doing well, as far as I see, as far as I know. Okay, now back to this. But if Tony was to go do the same thing I did in my first marriage, he'd go do the leg work. He'd go down to the Cook County courts and say, I want a divorce from my wife, but I can't find her, but I need a waiver too. That way he won't have to pay for it. All he have to do is fill out the paperwork for the waiver. They're going to give it to him, no doubt. Especially if he's not working right now, he's sick and stuff. They will most likely give it to him. Then he fill out the paperwork with his information and my information, the last number he had, last address he had on me. Put anything in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole reason why you do it this way is because people be saying that they don't know where their partner is. Their partner is no longer answering that number. They ain't seen them in 90 days. They ain't seen them in 6 months, whatever the case may be. So what the courts will do is they'll put an ad in the paper. And I want to say it's anywhere they get 30 to 60 days to respond. I want to say 30, but it could be 60. So once they do that, you go back to court as the person who filed for the divorce. And then they'll say, well, blah, blah, blah. We contacted this person or we didn't contact this person. And when I went, I thought I was about to get my divorce granted that time, but something went wrong. I don't know what it was, but they had to give it another 30 days. So I had to go back to Chicago and then go back to Bloomington, which is 2.5 hours away, a month later, and then I was granted a divorce. But the whole while I was doing it, my first husband knew everything I was doing. He had moved on at that time. Matter of fact, one of the reasons why we separated in the first place and he relocated to another city is because he was moving on with somebody or had some options. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he was really surprised, nothing like that. And like I said, we still cool to this day. But yeah. Now, like I said, as I say, he didn't, and I didn't do the leg work, I could still go on by my life. I'm moving, I'm separating, I'm relocating. He'll stay here, he'll move with his mama, he'll move with a woman, he'll get well mentally. Maybe it'd be best for both of us to go. I could care less about that because I'm not finna get married to nobody else. This is not what I'm talking about. The first time, I was getting ready to get married to somebody else. Because before that, if I have never reconnected with my old friend Tony, and I just met somebody new, I doubt very seriously I would have been thinking about getting a divorce from my first husband. If we could have still been married to this day while we ain't even together. That's how I looked at that. And as he initiated and said, well, I want a divorce. I'm with old girl. We want to get married. You know what I'm saying? And he would have did the leg work and did all that, and I would have signed or whatever. I would act like, I didn't know. You can't find me. You got the divorce without me, Anyway, y'all, how many of y'all think like that? Or y'all just happily in love? And if your husband asked you for a divorce, how would you respond to that? How would you feel? Would it break you? Would you just call on the Lord? Would you just stand strong and stand on business and give him the divorce? Or y'all, let him do the leg work and y'all do that? I guess it'd be different for everybody. But the main thing I guess I want to know is if your spouse, whether it's your husband or your wife, talking to the fellas too, how would y'all feel? Now, I know it's going to depend on who you with. So think about who you with or who the last person you was with. And if this has happened to you. How did you feel when they approached you and asked you or told you that they wanted a divorce? How did they say it? How was the relationship at that point? Were you still together? Was y'all separated? Were you shocked? Were you hurt? Get in the comments.